Let's talk about LTA. LTA, let's talk about how y'all feeling out there. We got a crazy story like always. I mean, the shit never stops. Every single day you get a story, right? We just got a story about a jail in Indiana, a jail in Indiana where the guards was selling the female prisoners' keys off to the male prisoners that was inside the jail. So you got two parts of the jail in this particular jail. The male guards was selling the females part of the jail keys to the male prisoners. You can't make this shit up. You can't make it up. The guards was selling the keys to the women's side of the jail for $1,000. And that's where it started. $1,000 to get the keys. So these cats, like I don't know how many male prisoners went and did whatever they did, but they went over to the female section of the jail, opened their doors with a key, and raped these women. And none of the guards intervened. And they say this, I don't know exactly how long it was going on. Y'all going to, see the report and all that. But what the fuck? Come on, man. This is crazy. I can't do nothing but like giggle off of it and laugh because of the like the baffledness. The motherfucker baffled. How can this happen? Like, and this is the devil's playground. So a lot of shit happens. So we can't really be surprised ever about nothing. You know what I'm saying? Ever about anything we can't be surprised. It's so many questions and shit you gotta talk about though. Who get the blame? Who gets the consequences? They got a few guards, that's charged for it. But what about the people that actually did the rape? What about everybody that was in? There's no way in the world that you're in a jail and they don't have backup security cameras and stuff. It's 2022. You mean to tell me we don't got backup systems, generators, and a whole nine? Like, we turn something off. Jails should be, you can't turn it off. Kind of really even in the shower, to be honest. Like, I know that's invasion of privacy and all that, and I don't know if I want a camera watching me in the shower, don't get me wrong. But I'm saying for the vulnerable, you might need that, to be honest. And then I know then you got some guards that'll take advantage of that. I know it's a sick world. The cycle never stops. But we have to do better than this, though. We gotta do better than this. The guards was able to sell keys to inmates, to other inmates' cells. For real, like it shouldn't even be no way that's even possible. Now, guards going to do some raping shit or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, that's a little more understandable. But you're giving inmates the keys to go to another side of the jail at that. Not even just like the next cell, next door. The other side of the jail, or the part of the jail. So it's obviously a part that separates at least. I don't know, whatever that separation, it could be a door, it could be some felonious shit, obviously it is, but it's still some separation. That's crazy. You did, I don't even get shit. I'm gonna play the clip though, and let y'all check it out.
Jail guards get bribed. They give keys to male inmates in the jail. So the male inmates can go to the other side of the jail and rape the female inmates in the facility. Let's put up the pictures of the individuals at the center. of this now investigation. Clark County Sheriff Jamie Knoll and former jail officer David Lowe, they're at the center of a civil rights lawsuit. This is in Clark County, Indiana. A civil rights lawsuit is being filed on behalf of 8 women who allege they were sexually assaulted at the Clark County Jail. The lawsuit against Clark County Sheriff Jamie Knoll, former jail officer David Lowe, and other unknown jail officers. Let me give you some background to this. The lawsuit alleges an ex-corrections officer gave male inmates keys to access the female side of the jail, which allegedly led to attacks, threats, and rapes behind bars. The lawsuit calls it a night of terror. The lawsuit claims the 2021 incident on October 3rd and October 24th started with a $1,000 bribe behind bars from David Lowe. David Lowe is the officer who was working, a now former corrections officer who's facing a separate felony criminal charge, okay? So he gets a $1,000 bribe. By the way, he's already admitted to it. He gets a $1,000 bribe in order to allow male inmates to rape female inmates. This is sick, but there's more. With the keys, the inmates are accused of entering the part of the jail housing female inmates. The female inmates were then allegedly harassed, threatened, assaulted, and raped. The lawsuit alleges surveillance cameras captured the male inmates entering the female inmate's cell, and the incident lasted for hours. No jail officer on duty came to the women's aid. Now, let me highlight something right here. While Lowe was in fact fired right after this incident, he was not charged. While Lowe will probably be the one who takes the heat all the way, the reality is the entire shift was in on it. You see, the place where the cell was located is actually under 24-hour surveillance being watched by deputies. Those deputies, for basically a day, decided to completely ignore the rapes they saw in front of them. They decided to ignore the fact that male inmates were walking around with guard keys going inside of women's cells in order to rape them. They ignored it. They're still working there. The suit alleges that after the incident, the women who complained were punished by jail staff. Once again, indicative of their complicit action by protecting and covering this crime up. The lawsuit also alleges that the violation of the plaintiff's constitutional rights was the result not only of a single bad actor, Mr. Lowe, but also due to systemic failure on behalf of the Clark County Sheriff. There was another lawsuit filed June 21, and that lawsuit, it actually involves 20 women, okay? 20 women listed as plaintiffs. In that federal lawsuit, the women also claimed the alleged attack by male prisoners went uninterrupted for hours. Women were harassed, sexually assaulted, threatened, and completely terrified, said Bart Butto, an attorney for one of the plaintiffs. When I met with each and every one of these women, and they broke down repeatedly, you get the impression, the understanding of what these women went through. Now, this boils my blood. Everybody under that sheriff, including the sheriff, should have a federal investigation. You have the prerequisite, it's a civil rights issue. It's a deprivation of rights. You can even do this under a few other statutes that are available when you eliminate a person's ability to move, due process. You are ripping this away. The DOJ has to investigate. These people have to be arrested, not just Lowe, not just the sheriff, but everybody who was involved in this. And we do not get to turn away from this. This is a mass rape. Just because these women are in a facility, just because they are temporarily incarcerated, does not mean they traded their humanity in order to be in that facility. They are still humans. And these women were raped in mass in this jail. Now, if we can turn away from that, if we can ignore that, if that doesn't make us feel a certain way, we are lost. We are worse than I ever imagined. Somebody needs to go to jail. And right now, nobody has. So I'm gonna stay on this for the entire year or more until a proper investigation is done. Ben, thoughts on this?
And I know some of y'all are, I don't even know what to say no more. I don't even know what to say. We gotta, it has to be some kind of, I think, you know what I think? I think the world has to just readjust itself. Like how they had the ice age, all that good shit, like how they had the destroying of the earth. It has to happen. Like, a lot of people say God is coming back, Jesus coming back. The way that comeback might be, the earth just go ahead and settle it. Because the earth is God, right? Go ahead and have the storm that nobody can survive. A Katrina, rest in peace to all of them. No disrespect to anybody in that situation. But like a Katrina, so to speak, where a tsunami, let me say that. No disrespect to those people. Where it's just wiped out. Because where we go from here? We can't go nowhere from here. It's tight. You know what I'm saying? I'm so, I don't even know what to say. Like I said, we'll figure it out though, I guess. The world will figure it out. The earth will figure it out. That's what I should say. The earth will figure it out. Definitely will do that. You feel me? LTA, we out of here.